Hey y'all, I'm heading to a mixer event to network with other girl bosses. Not gonna lie to you, I'm very nervous because I'm shy, low-key shy. And this is not something I normally do, go into a networking event by myself. I challenged myself to go by myself. I was gonna ask my friend, but I was like, you know what, I feel like God is telling me just go by yourself. You need to get out your comfort zone. I'm very anxious, but I'm gonna do it scared. So this is a part of becoming her. The future Ashley networks. She's outgoing. She's able to just put herself out there and talk about herself and connect. So we're going to a networking event. It's called Girl Boss Suites. I believe it's a co-working space for women. And they're originally in, I think, Texas. And so they're opening, I think, like a hub here in Charlotte. So it's like the grand opening type thing. So can't get my seatbelt on, but yes, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going, trying this new habit. And I'll check in with y'all when I get there. I left my camera, so we got the phone today. It's still gonna pop, still gonna do what it do. So I hope y'all enjoy this vlog. Hey y'all, I am driving, so I'm probably not gonna be looking at the camera, but I just got back from the event. I didn't get any footage because it was just like, I just wanted to be in the moment. But it was such an amazing event, and the reason why I actually went is because God challenged me to actually put myself in that predicament, to actually go and network with other women and kind of get outside of my comfort zone. Definitely challenging me, just strictly going by myself. I know I went to Dallas by myself, but this was different because when it comes to networking with a group of women or just a group of people and just going out there talking about my business and stuff, I am really nervous, I guess because that's me working on my insecurity of imposter syndrome and just feeling like I'm good enough. But God was telling me that I need to put myself in these spaces so that I can, connect, because the only way that I'm going to really thrive in my business and get clients and network and stuff like that is if I put myself out there. So this was definitely something that I've done outside of my comfort zone. But overall, the event was amazing. It was a very small, intimate event. We all were sitting around a table, and there was panelists. I believe there's 4 panelists, and they asked us questions specifically. One question that they had asked was, what was the low parts? What has been the low part of your journey, and how have you overcome it? And actually, everyone around the table was sharing their stories, and it was so beautiful because God was a part of their story. And that's how I knew, this event is just divine for me, because I'm a God girl and God is an important part of my journey. And for it not to be a Christian event and God just being spoken about, and there was one girl specifically, I forget her name, but she was a model, and she was telling her story, and she was talking about how God wiped her slate clean. She literally, what was her story? She's a model, and she was working in the fashion industry. She was doing modeling work for a modeling agency, and she was talking about how she lost the contract and all these things happened. She lost friendships, and God pretty much cleaned her slate clean. And now the season that she's in, God is putting her in circumstances that are just new to her. Miraculous things are happening and things like that. And I was just like, wow, I needed to hear that. Every single person that spoke, their story was similar to mine. And actually, y'all, I shared my story. There was Waterworks, pretty much sharing my story as to where I am now and taking that leap of faith of quitting my job and just trusting God in the process. Not seeing the results or the promise that God has promised me, and just working through that, and just I'm out here thugging it out, figuring it out. And it was so nice because each woman around the table just gave me a word of encouragement and was just helping me, and they were consoling me, and it was just so beautiful because it's just wow, God, I pray for network, I pray for connections, I pray for just being around other Black women in business that are doing it and thriving, and he's not ever forgotten his promise or not fulfilled his promise to put me in these spaces, in these rooms. And I remember when I was at Woman Evolve, God specifically was telling me that he was going to put me in spaces and places that I didn't feel like I was equipped for. I didn't feel like I deserved to belong in the room, because I have a tendency to feel like because I'm not to this certain high level in business that I don't deserve to be in those spaces. But right now I'm working on my self-worth, and God is healing me in the areas that need to be healed as it goes to my insecurities. But God is showing me, like, look, I got you. You know, there's people around you that support you no matter what, and it's okay, and that your value is not less than theirs because they're on a different journey. Don't compare yourself in this process, because your journey is your journey, but I'm gonna have you every step of the way. So this event was amazing. I'm just like in awe as to how God works, how he continues to speak to me, how specifically he puts me in these circumstances and allows people to speak and pour life into me. Like, God, you did that for me. Like, each and every person got their own thing from the event, but it was just like, wow, it's so amazing how God works. So I wanted to say all this to say, and I shared my journey today about how I'm uncomfortable, how, you know, in order to become the person that I need to be to walk in my blessings and experience God's promises, that I have to make myself uncomfortable, and we need to develop these new habits to set ourselves up for the person that we want to become and the life that we want to live. So I say all this to say that if you are scared, if you are uncomfortable in your current circumstance, that is okay. If you're afraid to start becoming the woman that you want to be, it's perfectly okay. I promise you that life is going to be, it may seem hard now, but life is going to get better, and I'm learning that every single step of the way. Like, literally since where did I go? I can't remember. But all last month and this month, God has been putting me in rooms and having me in conversations that are just constant reminders of just his favor. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will see y'all on the next video. Oh, I want to show y'all real quick, because I couldn't remember the name, but the name of the co-working space is called Girl Boss Suite. She's actually working on creating a space in Charlotte. And this is how I knew it was God. Sat down, I looked down, and it said Luke 1:37. I was like, Lord, you was working. You were in this room, and I love it. It's really cute. And then she gave us like a little folder. And yeah, to take notes, but it was so good.